Once, in a quiet little town, a young boy set off to spend his summer vacation with his grandfather. It was the kind of place where time seemed to slow down, and every day brought with it the warmth of love, laughter, and simple joys. The boy and his grandfather would spend hours together, playing, talking, laughing. Every corner of that house echoed with their memories. Every afternoon was filled with the golden light of stories shared. One day, while sitting under the cool shade of a neem tree in the backyard, the boy looked up at his grandfather with curious eyes and asked, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to be really successful. Can you tell me how?" The grandfather paused, a soft smile playing on his lips. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he stood up and gestured for the boy to follow. Hand in hand, they walked to a nearby plant nursery. There, surrounded by rows of young green saplings, the grandfather picked out 2 small plants. He paid for them, carried them home carefully, and once back he did something unusual. He took one plant and planted it in a pot, placing it gently inside the house near a sunny window. The second plant, however, he planted directly into the soil outside, where it would be exposed to the full force of nature: sunlight, rain, wind, and wandering animals. Then he turned to the boy and asked, "What do you think? Which plant will grow better in the future?" The boy thought for a moment and replied, "The one inside the house, of course. It's safe from all harm. The one outside might get damaged." The grandfather nodded silently, his eyes twinkling with wisdom, and said, "Let's see what time tells us." Years passed, seasons changed. The boy grew taller, busier, wrapped up in school, friends, and the ever-spinning wheels of life. But one summer he returned, now a teenager, a little more serious, a little more thoughtful. As soon as he saw his grandfather, memories flooded back. He rushed to him and said, "Grandpa, remember when I asked you how to be successful? You never really answered me that day." The grandfather smiled again, as if he'd been waiting for this moment. "Yes, I remember. Come with me," he said. They walked together just like they did years ago. First, he led the boy to the corner of the house where the potted plant stood. It had grown, but just a little. Its leaves were green, its stem sturdy, but it was still confined to the size of its pot, no taller than a child's knee. Then they walked outside, to the open yard. There, standing tall and majestic, was the other plant, now a tree. Its branches stretched wide, offering shade to anyone who walked by. Birds chirped from its branches, and a gentle breeze rustled its leaves. The boy looked up in awe. Grandfather turned to him and asked, "Now tell me, which plant grew more? Which one do you think is more successful?" The boy didn't need to think. "The one outside," he whispered. "But how?" It was exposed to everything: the wind, the rain, the sun. It should have struggled. The grandfather placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. Exactly. That plant faced the storms. It battled the rains. It stood tall through every harsh summer and every cold winter. But because of that, its roots grew deeper, its trunk stronger. It wasn't protected, but it was free. Free to spread, to struggle, to grow. On the other hand, the one inside was safe, yes, but limited. It never learned how to face the world. The boy stood silently, his mind processing every word. "Life is no different, my child," his grandfather continued. "If you choose comfort and avoid every difficulty, you may stay safe, but you won't grow much. But if you dare to face the challenges, if you push through discomfort, take risks, and embrace struggles, you'll build strength from within." That strength will carry you farther than any easy path ever could." The boy looked again at the tree. The words sank deep. The comparison was clear. Just like that tree, success in life doesn't come from avoiding hardship, it comes from growing through it. Obstacles are not the enemy. In fact, they're the training ground. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise, shaping us into who we're meant to become. The storm that shakes you today is the very thing that will strengthen your foundation tomorrow. Many times in life, we encounter hardships that make us want to stop. Failures that sting, people who doubt us, moments that break our spirits. But those who keep going, who see these moments as steps instead of setbacks, are the ones who rise. The boy reflected on his own life. There were times he'd felt lost, overwhelmed, even defeated. But now he saw them in a new light. Each of those moments was like wind on a young tree. Difficult, yes, but necessary. Grandfather's voice broke through his thoughts once more. So the next time life throws a storm your way, don't hide. Stand firm, let it come, let it test you, because it is in facing those storms that you'll find your true strength. The boy nodded slowly. He didn't need another answer. He had seen it with his own eyes, felt it with his heart. The lesson was planted deep within him now, like the roots of that great tree. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long golden rays across the earth, the boy stood there for a long time, watching the tree, listening to the rustling of its leaves, and feeling more ready than ever to face the world, no matter how wild the wind might blow. And in that quiet moment, standing beside the towering tree, the boy understood something he never would have in the safety of a comforted life. Success wasn't about avoiding storms, but about learning to dance in the rain, to grow despite the wind. He looked at his grandfather, eyes filled with gratitude, and silently promised himself, no matter how hard the journey, he would never stop growing.